Hey guys, it is Frogboy here. I just wanted to give a reaction to RHMax's The Richard Hart Calls and Memes Debate. Reason being is because I have a lot of pent-up emotion behind it. I look up to this dude. I really respect the dude. I think he's genuine. I think he's great. I think he's an awesome guy. And I want to challenge him, and I want him to grow, and I want to push him forward. I just want to help be a bro and give some bro love and tell him, no, what you're doing is wrong. From my opinion, as a brother, here's some love, here's a challenge. So I'm going to be reacting to the debate. We were fortunate enough to actually get a video on these freaking RH memes because there's hardly anything. There's nothing. And so other than Pedro doing his streams, which is like, thank God, this was very fun to watch and also super frustrating. It was really frustrating. Now, context, who am I? Frogboy from Ethereum. I've been in here on the way down from 2018. And yeah, I've been really cozy on Ethereum. My girlfriend is in Pulsechain. She's been trying to shill me Pulsechain and Hex and all that jazz for the past, I don't know, 2.5 years. Never liked it. When I did see her jump into it, I just thought, oh shit, what a scam. Didn't like Richard Hart's, and yeah, I just thought it was complete and utter scam. It was just gross. I felt really bad for the chain. I really did. Now things have changed. She's been showing me video upon video and streams and videos of Richard Hart streams and all that jazz. And yeah, they were a little bit of, okay, first of all, I loved watching them with her. Super enjoyable. Second of all, the videos themselves of Richard Hart and whatever I did watch on Pulsechain and all that jazz, oh my gosh, completely depressing. Get me out of here. It was cringy. Like, it was entertaining and fun to watch because of the cringe and just, but ultimately there was a big feeling of dread and I just felt so bad. I felt really bad. Like, man, there's just, yeah, so it started off with me not liking the chain. I've been accompanied by all these videos for the past 2.5 years from people within the chain, such as RHMaxi. So I've been watching videos here and there, and I've been hearing the same shit for the past 2.5 years, and it is just, it's like, if you want to go insane, just watch a mainstream Pulsechain freaking video. Oh my gosh. It's sad, and that's why I just want to do this video. Like, I don't even have a YouTube channel, so anyway, I hope this is of value. That's a little bit of the context now. I got wins, the family. I got a lot of family in Pulsechain. I'm not in Pulsechain, but now I am. Now I am in Pulsechain. Reason being is because 90 days ago or so, the family brought up this idea of RH memes, this narrative, this story. And they showed us, a few of the charts and some of the connections. I was like, holy shit. What? And I just assumed everyone was in on it. And I just assumed that they were really popular already. And I had a look at the charts and liquidity and I was like, what the fuck? What? These charts are looking so good and solid and healthy. And, shout out to RHmemes.com, shout out to them. And I was like, what? It did not compute. So then I had to look deeper into, okay, I know of all these Pulsechain mainstream KOLs and all that jazz, like, I don't know, Sommi and RHMax and whoever else, right? And I really do respect them and I love them dearly as bros. But I wanted to have a double check. Like, okay, who's talking about it? Like, where's the excitement? Okay, cool. Right? This narrative is so juicy and so good, so attractive, so magnetic, so prime. Like, okay, cool. Okay, surely it's already up so many X's and so many people are in it. Right? No. Wrong. And I'm just thinking, are you serious? What? Why is no one talking about this? Why is no one talking about this? This is insane. Insanity. Anyway, I'm still in shock because it's been at least 90 days. And people are just, I'm going, as you can tell, I'm going in circles here. I'm going crazy. That's because that's how I feel when I watch these mainstream Pulsechans. Even though I love them dearly and be bros and play games with them and, be a bro with them in real life, but when I'm consuming the content and consuming the quote-unquote edge, the edge is, there's no edge. It's just where we're cannibalizing the chain and pitting themselves against each other. We're not attracting any new thinking. We're not looking outside the chain. We're not thinking outside the box. It's just DeFi only and P-DAI stuff. Anyway, before I go into that's a little bit of context. So I'm very frustrated. So I never liked Pulsechain, didn't like Richard Hart. My girlfriend has been shilling me it for the past 2.5 years. I've grown accustomed to the mainstream KOLs. I think they are cringy and entertaining and cringy. Cringy in the sense that I feel bad for the chain and the narratives. Then this narrative comes along because the family told me. Okay, this is exciting. I'm in. I have a look. Who else is here? No one is here. And so of course I'm going to shield it as much as I can because I own these bags, right? I own a few bags. But not only that, but I really want these guys to win. Like, I've seen a lot of the dread and the sadness of people just holding these bags 99% down over the past so many years. I've seen the dread, I've felt it. I get secondhand dread, okay? And so when this golden opportunity comes along, I'm just like, holy shit, here it is. Here is their chance. It's a really fat, juicy chance. So that's why I'm really excited about it. It means they can actually win. There's an actual opportunity here, and no one's talking about it. So I hope this emotion and tension can help bring a bit of clarity so that you can think a little bit more outside the box, and perhaps that may mean you catching a golden opportunity. Look, I really do want you guys to win. I love the people on Pulsechain because, well, my family's in it and my girlfriend and all that jazz. So I sure as hell want them to win, especially having seen them go through shit. Okay, that's it. So let's jump into it. I know that was 7 minutes in, but very much worth it. Here we go. Also, shout out to RHMax. Thanks for having him on. It's like really good. And I remember, guys, context. I really look up to the dude, and I think he's great person, genuine gentleman, and all that jazz. And as a brother, I want to challenge him. I want him to grow. I want him to think out of the box because he's clearly not a RHMax. He is a RH staker. He only wants to stake things, and he cares about utility and what do you call it? DeFi, which is just, look. It's like I'm talking to a really radical left liberal who just can't accept any new thinking or ideas or anything like that, and they can only regurgitate what they've been told. And that's how I view RHMax at the moment. Reason being as well is because, look, I'll just put this here. Pulsechain ain't for memes. Don't you ever say that word again. Blessed are those who DeFi. RHMax blocked me. Yeah, because he really made a stupid tweet. Like, honestly, brother, don't make stupid tweets. He was saying, I'm only going to talk about DeFi and what's best for the chain, blah, blah, blah. And pretty much saying, I'm not going to look outside the box. And I just thought, dude, what an idiotic tweet. I'm so disappointed. I was like, come on, dude, this is the worst tweet you could do. And when I saw that the tweet disappeared, I was like, oh, thank God, I knew he was going to delete it. Yay. But no, he just blocked me. So it's just a weak way of going a weak mentality. It's so weak, and I just wish he was better. And that's why I'm challenging him, because I like the dude, and he's a good dude, right? And he can do better, and he will do better. I'm very sure of it. Yeah, so it was pretty much verified that Richard Hart's wallet, he had P-DAI and he dumped it for most. Cool, that's awesome. It's a great data point, great social data point. Me as an outsider, Do I find that, you know, weighty and does it have much value? Is it really telling? Yeah, it does. It just goes to show, like, yeah, it's a pivot. It's a pivot. Why is he dumping the P-DAI and jumping on most? Why? Why would he do that? Is it because he's in love with P-DAI? Or he's in love with most? Or because what? What is it? So, yeah, I really do like, I think that's a very valuable data point. Why would Richard Hart and his team behind Pumptires create 20 tickers, create 20 meme coins? Is it just because they want the tickers before everyone else and leave it be? And just let it be, never go back. Hey, you know what? I just created this platform, and I'm going to get 20 tickers, right? But for you to actually get the tickers, they put money into those tickers. They actually put quite a bit of money in each ticker. And what are they going to do with that? Are they just going to let it be and just let it fly off into the distance to be forgotten? Why would they do that? Why would they get these 20 tickers? Is it just for the names? Because I feel like that thinking, although it's a cool idea, it's pretty shallow. Like, there's no depth there. Oh, it's just to get the names. Okay. What else? What else? It's just to get to the names? Why would they, first of all, why would they build a platform? And then why would they put 20 meme tokens out there? Just to be forgotten? Did they create them just to be forgotten? Did they put money in them just to be forgotten? Okay, so it's pretty obvious that they're gonna pump better. Like, it's so obvious. It's so obvious. Why? The Pumpamentals, the tokenomics behind them, liquidity, the market caps, the supply. It's just primed to rocket to Mars and beyond. You compare that to P copies or the cores, and from my outside opinion, the tokenomics, the Pumpamentals are a little bit more, I don't know, they've got more strings attached to them. Why? You've got years of history and baggage and strings attached and drama and dread and compromised tech with whatever the P-DAI shit is. And then cores, you got people that are wanting to jump out ASAP when it hurts a certain price because they've already been under, you know, drowning for the past 2, 3, 4 years or whatever. Yeah, so these are clean, these are fresh. They're 20 vehicles that are absolutely primed to rocket. Of course they're going to do many, many, many multiples more than the other narratives. The tokenomics and the Pumpamentals themselves absolutely sell it easily. Yes, most will most likely outperform the cores and whatever the P copies are. Like, it's so obvious. Look at the contract, look at the deets, look at the tokenomics, look at the Pumpamentals for these 20 meme tokens, these 20 blue chips, these 20 new core coins. Have a look at them. Important to note that Pedro only, for these predictions, he only picked like the top 10 that came to mind. There's another 10 or so that would do mega amounts in terms of multiples that he didn't put there. He just put a few there. I'd say most. It's a meme token plus ink. Like, people are gonna go out of the way to buy ink. Yeah, maybe on the downtrend of the cycle, but it's just like, it's a utility thing. It's, in my opinion, people aren't going to be rushing out to go to buy ink first. I mean, I'm not, that's for sure. So I can only really speak from my own shoes. So look, I don't really want to bag too much the cause, because I really want to keep the discussion here on the meme tokens, because that's where the opportunity is. That's where the fresh air is. Yeah, like literally, guys, fresh air. Holy crap! My God. RH getting excited about the multiples here. Look, if I was in a stereotypical Pulsechain SAC person who's down 99% in their shoes, then I'm seeing that, hey, you can do a 60, 70x or whatever, of course I'm going to be happy. Yeah, you know what I mean? You know, it's for me to, it can be viewed as sad. And that's why I really want you guys to wake up and just be like, holy shit, there's a chance for me to actually get above the water and stop drowning. But honestly, like 60x compared to a 600x, can you compare that? Not really. He's spitting truth there. New is better. And from an outsider, just hearing me peering and peeking through and looking over at a different country for me to go have a vacation in, and all I see and all I hear is about P-DAI and P copies and cores and staking and DeFi, and nothing about, I don't know, fun things to do over there. It's just like all work. Hey, come to our country full of boring, old, stale mentality and things from last cycle. Yes, we don't really, it's not really fun over there. Me listening and watching Pulsechain, mainstream Pulsechain narrative people for the past 2 years has been tough. They did not sell me. They didn't. And that's why I'm really disappointed. That's why I might have to create a channel just for this video to be there. A lot of the Pulsechans and Hexicans, a lot of them, and some of them don't, but some of them do, a lot of them think that Hex is a utility and because, you can stake it and do this or that, blah, 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 blah. But, outside of Pulsechain, to view Hex, they're not looking at it to, get a 6% gain or something like that in the heat of things when everything's going greedy and we're at the peak of the bull cycle. But they're looking at it as like a meme. They see Richard Hart and his bags, right? They view him as the meme, and that's what they're buying into, right? They're buying into the meme. They don't really care about utility. They care about gains. And when they hear that Hex is doing a mega amount, like, hell yeah, I'm gonna jump in on that. That's the dude that has all the bags and wears the Gucci and Louis Vuitton shit. Yeah, I'm buying in.
I'd say a lot of people care about getting yield though. I'd say yield was a huge thing.
That's the second part. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, a lot of people did care about getting yield back then because it was the craze. DeFi was the craze. I went through so many protocols that just extracted me on Ethereum and Phantom. And now, for the past 2 years, I look into Pulsechain YouTube and it's the same thing. I'm thinking, well, I'm not going to jump into that. I'm not an idiot. Well, at least that's my ego speaking, right? I'm sure there's a few good things there, but all in all, my gut was saying, I don't want to be extracted from these protocols and DeFi things, and not again.
A lot of people that I know, like all the people that I know,
APY was probably pretty attractive, more than that.
Okay, I think I heard what he said. He was saying that the APY was more attractive than the meme, and back then it was definitely attractive. It was trending then, right? DeFi was trending last cycle. Is it trending this cycle? Maybe a cult within a cult within a cult. It is specifically Pulsechain extractors and protocols that are doing DeFi stuff. Yeah, it could be a trend there. But overall, I think the whole crypto industry has gone through the wave of DeFi and the winners have stuck by, and yeah, it's still developing and it's super crucial. Yeah, no doubt about it. It's specifically for onboarding to Pulsechain, new and fresh and trending and fun with no baggage, no dread, none of that crap, right? And meme coins just happens to be a really good vehicle to facilitate all of that. Number go up. That is it. That's why they're buying. Number go up. Number go up.
So that's like they don't see it as a different. I'm not saying that this is correct, right? I'm saying this is what my experience was with the people that I know that are in crypto but are not in Pulsechain or etc. They just bought that at the time just because they thought it was funny. Let's say. Not because they understood what it was. They didn't care what it was, right? So Yeah, that's why I think like a lot of the market sees Hex as a meme. Right? I'm not saying that it is a meme like the Pumptires meme, right? It's a different kind of meme, right? But the market sees it like as a meme, in my humble opinion. But on that one, I could be 100% wrong, right? And I admit it like without any problem. Right?
Well, let's get to like one of the biggest things I have with memes is they seem like such short-term, fragile games too, where you can buy the meme and yeah, I can go hold X's, but did you buy it at the low? Is it going to last tomorrow? I briefly mentioned in the beginning about most. What if Interpol just goes away? Like, why buy most?
And what's the problem with that? Why wouldn't
RHMax brings up some nice points about them being short-term and fragile, and a lot of them are. In fact, like 99% of them are, right? In terms of, with the intentions of being short-term and fragile and just quick money gains kind of thing, like a casino. When you look over to Sol, they can definitely be that, right? But that doesn't mean there are no gems. I mean, look over to Ethereum and other chains. Pepe and Doge and Shib, and then you've got the blue chips coming up this season with pretty much the top 5 in Murad's list and all that jazz. Like there are and even on Base and Sol, there's so many different cults and communities and movements and brands and protests that are becoming blue chips. That already are really, and so for them it's been at least for me from my own perspective, it's been an easy fun experience being in the Apu community over on Ethereum. Just as an example, it's been super easy. It's been very cozy, pun intended.
Okay, let's talk about Doge, for example. Isn't Doge a meme? What's the usefulness of Doge besides onboarding people because it has a cool
Elon Musk.
So Pedro asked a question like, what's the purpose of onboarding to Doge? And then the answer, whether it was a joke answer or not, I'm not sure, but he just says Elon Musk. So I just have to assume that he's tying a lot of the value of Doge to Elon Musk, maybe? I'd love to get more clarification on that. But either way, the answer that he gave didn't impress me. It's like Elon Musk. I mean, yeah, sure, there's lots of connection there as well and weight, but I wish he expanded more. What it meant to him, what it actually means.
What is utility for memes?
It's onboarding. And that's it. That's the utility. It's being cool and people responding to it. So that's
why not just onboard by coming to? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's a very indirect utility. It's like there's so many other things you can onboard. Meme is like, I'm not saying it can't onboard. It obviously can, but I'm just saying.
Okay, so RHMax, like, what's the utility for memes? And it's like, man, I don't know whether he's asking that question because he's genuinely asking it or just to to set up the question for the debate and the rebuttal, etc. But what is the utility for memes? It's insane. Like, you could argue that the utility for memes is greater than the utility for protocols and DeFi and all that jazz by a crap ton, a megaton. And look, if he's honestly asking it because he didn't know, he needs to look into a lot of the innovations with meme culture, meme movements, meme brands that are happening over on other chains. Like, they're superseding. They're becoming brands. They're becoming unstoppable movements. They're becoming spiritual, pure belief assets. They're becoming clubs. They're becoming religions. They're becoming churches. What's the utility of going to a church? What's the utility of being part of a club? What's the utility of buying a particular brand of bag or watch or car? What's the utility of the brand? What's the utility of being part of a community? What's the utility of having fun and having a culture? What is the utility of a culture? There are so many things. Like, I'm barely scratching the surface. But the utility behind memes are ideas. Memes are more than ideas. They're huge. They can encompass a lot of emotional things and psychological things, right? Look to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The feeling of connection and so many things, right? The utility of memes, in my point of view and from my perspective, outweigh the utility of DeFi protocol tokens and crap like that by a lot. A megaton. An absolute megaton. Are you going to see DeFi protocol token people on Pulsechain, them rating the comments everywhere? It's like, hey, jump on our DeFi protocol token. jump on it, jump on it. Like, what's the culture around that? Yeah, the culture is you're going to get a 6% yield or 60% yield and all that jazz. Like, cool. It's very mechanical, right? Very, very mechanical, and in other words, shallow. Not saying that mechanical is shallow, but from a different perspective and angle, that stuff is shallow. Memes and cultures and movements and brands and religions and churches and clubs go way deeper than that.
We all agree it's for the culture. It has no practical utility besides being a meme, which is utility, by the way. In my humble opinion, meme is utility. But
What is utility for memes?
It's onboarding. That's it. That's the utility. It's being cool and people responding to that.
So onboarding is another way to look at it as well. It's just one aspect, right? Memes onboard people to the same wavelength. Memes onboard people to the same principles and values and thinking. The same culture. One to create as well. And in this case, it's super clear to me that Richard Hart has created these 20 memes alongside the launch with Pumptires to help foster a new culture, a new, new celebrations, new fun, new culture on Pulsechain.
So that's
why not just onboard by
utility.
like coming to? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's a very indirect utility. It's like there's so many other things you can onboard. Meme is like, I'm not saying it can't onboard it. Obviously can, but I'm just saying like defining that as a utility is kind of, well, what else a utility is me, driving a hex rated car utility.
That's why I didn't want to go down that route, because
I just feel bad for RHMax because it sounds like he's so deep in the whole utility belief of it bringing him riches this cycle. And you know what? I really hope it does. I want this guy to win. This is why I'm creating the video, to help challenge him, because look, deep down, I love the dude and I want him to grow. And hearing this and seeing his body language and stuff like that, it makes me think and feel like, fuck. Like I want this guy to win.
Utility is such a subjective concept, right? Utility means nothing. It's like saying value. Value means nothing. What is value? Value is subjective to the person, interacting with that thing, because we value things differently, right?
You value life: water to drink, food to eat, shelter to survive.
No, sure, 100%. That's basic necessity, right? I'm talking about different concept of value, right? Because it's
Bitcoin to pay my taxes.
He's putting out essentials there, like it's essential, taxes and water and food and shelter and all that jazz. But what else is in that hierarchy of needs? And what is just as important? Let's just say you were given a life and all you do is eat, have shelter, and pay taxes. Without any sense of community, without any clubs, without any emotion, without any people, right? It's just utilitarian. It's all technicals. It's all DeFi only. You live a life of only getting a 6% yield or 60% yield, but there are no ideas floating around. There's no people. I mean, that sounds it just sounds dreadful to me.
This one, Richard could literally be like, hey, it appears I'm no longer on the red notice list. I mean, I guess that question for this too, that's just one point I would say, like a narrative of, hey, this is wanted, it's funny, it's like, hey, don't you want to be part of a...
It has a limited supply, it cannot be inflated. Maybe those are cool features, maybe, I'm just saying that maybe those are cool features.
Are you saying, I don't know anything about this coin, but like, are you saying people do not care about that picture of him for like Interpol?
It's a fantastic meme, I've got to admit. Out of the 20, that's, it's a great meme. Most wanted. This guy was most wanted. So from my perspective, purchasing this token is purchasing memorabilia, a collectible. Memorabilia, a collectible. It's a piece of history. Now, what RH is about to say, he's about to say, what if he was off the most wanted list? Would that change its value? And you know what? For a lot of people, that it would. And for me personally, if he was off the most wanted list, I honestly think that would be bullish, more valuable, more scarce. Why? Well, he either won or lost or whatever. No matter what, if he won or lost or was caught or this or that, it's going up, right? And even if he's off the most wanted list, I gave this example to Pedro and another streamer, a few days ago, but it's like getting a picture with Michael Jackson when he was black before he turned white. How rare is that? I would frame that motherfucker on my wall. If I had a picture with Michael Jackson, black skin, before he turned white, holy shit, valuable as hell.
Like, that's not onboarding. Like, nobody cares that he's actually most wanted.
No, people care. Like that's extremely,
Like, how much? Like if Interpol's over tomorrow, would it be like? What you think the price would?
Again, he was the most wanted, right? Like, it doesn't disappear, right? It's still, the concept is still there, right? He was the most wanted on Interpol. So, like, who cares if he's not anymore? Will it dump to zero because of that?
Where's all the SEC?
I don't think so.
There was an SEC token. Were there like,
No,
SEC?
I feel like our brother RHMax doesn't understand memes to a fundamental level. I think he understands what they can do, but the actual inherent value of them and what they are and what they can be and what they can mean for a lot of people, like wavelengths and ideas and values and principles and protests, like I don't think he knows about them just yet. So yeah, there's hope.
Honestly, that's the most compelling piece. The most compelling piece of this is if RH actually wants to revolt them or has, whatever. Like, that gives it the less fragility than all the other.
Of course, like, we're not talking about a random meme, like, because this is the discussion is RH meme specific. I'm not talking about, like, look, at the end of the day, I could say, like,
I honestly think RHMax is projecting his fragility on memes. He's calling them fragile because he is fragile with them. I mean, it's that obvious.
So, but if we're just comparing coins to RH memes, then, like, obviously, like, we can say, and this is a belief, at least for me, this is a belief, that these coins are associated to RH, right? And this is not only my belief, there's a whole community that believes in it, right? So, those are different. These are different coins. They're not on the same bucket as the other memes that exist from Pumptires. These are special memes.
Do you think in 2 years most will be? You'll still you'll still be
100%. Yes, it will. Like,
what about 4 years?
I think in 10 years, right? It doesn't matter. That's my because again, like the features.
What would make you keep talking about it that long?
Because it's like, why not? Like,
what would make you keep talking about it that long? Well, memes are ideas. Ideas have been spreading for millennia, right? Memes are ideas. They're not just pictures. They're just not a shitter token that's going to go up and down in 5 minutes. Yeah, sure, there are memes that do exactly that. But there are memes that surpass that. The meme of Christianity, I mean, that's a meme as well. The meme of, like, XRP, that's a meme. The whole freaking cult. They don't, a lot of them may not view their utility token as a meme, but XRP is a meme. So is Bitcoin. So is Hex. The Ethereum one, I think once RHMax makes that bridging connection and understands memes being larger and bigger than a utility technical token that's going to do A to B, X, Y, Z, the weight and value that memes bring, once he understands the weight of that and just how deep it is, I think we're going to be having, he's going to have more success for sure. I am betting that he will have more success once he starts to challenge himself in that area.
Would you say that if Hex, which one's more likely? Hex going to $1 plus and then staying above $1, or most going to $1 plus and staying above $1?
Most, definitely most. Yeah, 100%.
Why?
I mean that's pretty obvious. It's obviously most.
Like the features, man. It has no inflation, etc., etc. Like, only that feature alone, and the fact that 80% is locked with the deployer who has never sold a coin, only that should tell you that it will obviously stay above 1 compared to Hex. Right? If you're just comparing on that, like, obviously, right? It's not
okay, but in 2 years,
simple math.
Who's buying most in 2 years? Like, who's
buying Hex in 2 years?
Most? A ton of people, I imagine.
Okay, I think this is where we get to witness body language and a little bit of threatening, a little bit of fear on RHMax's face and body. He's asking, who's going to be buying most in 2 years? And then Pedro asks, who's going to be buying Hex in 2 years? He's like, sure, a lot of people. And so, man, it is quite funny to see. But honestly, if the whole RH ecosystem goes up, of course most is going to be being purchased and bought in 2 years' time. I mean, that meme, the idea, the lore, the history, the story, the narrative of the most wanted token is going to live strong, just like how many of the stories, those are memes. from early on, right, have been passed through to the families and families and families for millennia. Those stories are memes. Memes are stories, stories are memes.
Was most not done by the same guy who launched Hex? Because last time I heard it was. Right?
See, okay, elevator pitch me most.
That's it.
Elevator pitch.
Coin, like meme coin released by Richard Hart. First meme coin on
Who's
Pumptires.
Richard Hart? You already lost me. Who's that guy?
But it's like, I'm
This is where I always cringe, but now I gotta laugh because, you know, lots of love for RHMax.
by Richard Hart. First meme coin on
Who's
Pumptires.
Richard Hart? You already lost me. Who's that guy? Well, that's what I'm saying. In 2 years, it's going to be like, you should buy most. It's like, what? What's the most?
I don't need to tell them. Like, it's going to be the price telling them. Like, do you think it's because I tell people or you tell people? No, it's the price will onboard the people. That's the
A
market.
lot of people
the price,
tell them to go to hex.com. I got hats to say it. Let me break
doesn't
that
matter.
down. You make me break the head up.
Look, you're like in.
Yeah, and then bringing up like an argument of like, hey, we got more merch, and you know, we got more merch. I mean, I'm gonna have to take it as a joke and not seriously, because if I were to take it seriously, then I'd be very disappointed.
I don't need to tell them. Like, it's going to be the price telling them. Like, do you think it's because I tell people or?
100%, it is the price that's going to be telling them. Green numbers is what's going to do the most marketing, the most impactful reach.
You tell people, no, it's the price will onboard the people. That's the
A
market.
lot of people
the price,
tell them to go to
the price
hex.com. I got hats to say it. Let me break
doesn't
that
matter.
down. You make me break the head up.
Look, you're like in.
When I say
like,
10,000 X.
No,
When I say 10,000 X.
in 2 years, if most pumps, like, you know.
You seen any most
whatever-
hats? I've never seen any most hats.
I will see, because most is 6 months old and X is 5 years. That's the only difference, man.
You're making a great
If
case for
most-
hex there. Longevity stay.
Okay, guys, I don't want you to take what he said seriously because he was joking. I really hope he was joking.
Staying power.
But how do you know that most,
Lindy
like,
effect.
it's a coin released by the same dude? Why would it behave any different?
Okay, here's a big difference on that.
What's the
It could literally be, I don't know for sure, but it could literally be Richard released it. He's always going to take care of it. He's never going to do it. Let's say let's be very generous. Let's say all that stuff. You think Richard's going to be shilling most on his account?
And this is I think this is pretty much the depth of the pain. We're going in deep here because I think we're witnessing that what's his name, RHMaxi he's got the idea in front of him. The idea is that no, surely not Richard Hart is going to use these memes to onboard, and surely not he's going to pump them up. Surely not he's going to use them. Surely not they're going to be the chosen children or whatever. Surely not.
Why not?
Why would he
Richard
split the
will
buying pressure between Hex and Pulsechain and all the other cores? Why would he do that? The only reason he
Why?
did this
He
one,
already launched the prototype. Like,
but for this one,
you're
only reason he
the wrong
said
way.
this
You're
one
asking
tweet.
questions that don't matter because they're subjective. You're asking why would
No.
he do that? He did it anyways. Like, why?
No, I'm saying
Don't try to
with
understand
Hex. The topic was, is it going to be around?
He did
when
it.
We're going to buy it.
Did he not?
The difference between most and Hex is Richard talks about Hex. He wants Hex to go up. That's his baby. That's we know all that stuff.
Okay.
Is it 10,000 X? He made one tweet about most, and that was only to get the store
Okay.
president that
And?
they.
Now this is where I really feel bad. It's like I'm watching the Simpsons episode where Bart has the remote and he's pointing at the TV and he's saying, "Lisa, look, you can tell when his heart breaks right now." And it's of Ralph Wiggum on TV and his heart breaking because Lisa dumped him or whatever. Same thing here. I might have a meme up, but anyway, let's go back because this is the crux. This is the crux of the pain.
Their longevity, staying power.
But how do you know that most
Lindy
like
effect.
it's a coin released by the same dude? Why would it behave any different?
Okay, here's a big difference on that.
What's the difference?
It could literally be, I don't know for sure, but it could literally be Richard released it. He's always going to take care of it. He's never going to dump it. Let's be very generous. Let's say all that stuff. You think Richard's going to be shilling most on his account?
The thing is, he doesn't even need to. He doesn't need to. I mean, these tokens, these RH memes are so primed and set up so well that they're going to be doing all the shilling themselves. He won't even need to. He might just share one tweet, like say, "Hey, look at these things. You know, they're all ripped up, right? Big deal. Whoop-de-doo. Oh yeah, 10,000 X. Yeah, whoop-de-doo. Whatever." These things are going to shill themselves. They are absolutely primed. They don't need Richard Hart to win. In fact, they're already winning. I mean, look at the charts.
You think Richard's going to be shilling most on his account?
Why not?
Why
I think
Why would he
Richard will
split the
shill-
buying pressure between Hex and Pulsechain and all the other cores? Why would he care?
Why would you split the buying pressure between these meme tokens and all the other cores? Brother, it is so obvious. I don't know why. Brother, it is so obvious. The amount of sell pressure on the cores and whatever copies there are. Let's keep copies out because, well, they're not really his at all. So RH, cores have a fat load of depth of sell pressure on them. People want to escape. They've been drowning for how many years? And for him to pump them up, he's already tried twice. And they got gobbled up. 2 attempts to pump led to 1 crucial pivot and growth spurt for Pulsechain. Pumptires was launched on 2/2/25, 2nd of February. But why? Hello, sell pressure. These were the 2 pumps. And that's selling. This is Pulse. I think, yeah, wrapped Pulse. Gobbled up. Look at that. He's already attempted it twice. And he said, you know what? Fuck that shit. Fuck it. Pumptires it is. Let's bring the fucking masses to fucking Pulsechain. It is so obvious. Hello. Hello, buy pressure. He ditched the baggage. He is dynamic. He's grown. He didn't like Ethereum. He didn't like Bitcoin, so he made better things. He didn't like meme coins, so he made better things. Okay?
Why would he do that? The only reason he did this
he
one...
already launched the prototype. Like,
why would he split the buying pressure? Well, look, okay. If we are going to bring a suck daddy mentality into this equation, which I don't really like to bring that variable in, let's bring it in. Because a lot of people get excited about that, and fair enough. RH memes, sack daddy buying pressure. I mean, sack daddy wallet, right? Whatever you want to call it. Richard pumping up shit. What would he do more likely? The cause or these 20 memes? Which one is easier to get a 10,000x printed in green in text so that you can take a screenshot and freaking wave it in the wind like Charlie from Willy Wonka with a golden ticket and say, guys, here's a 10,000x. Where? Pulsechain. Where? Pulsechain. Another 10,000x with Tron. Another 10,000x with Most and Pump and Trump and Pepe and Bitcoin Hex. All of them. Where? Pulsechain. If we are going to be talking about suck daddy funds pumping up shit, the easiest thing he's going to do, the easiest way to get a 10,000x and to get attention and to get excitement and motion and movement and energy and people coming into the chain, just like me, from outside Pulsechain, coming in, is green fat candles and money and gains. Money go up. Money go up. It is extremely way more easy to pump these 20 tokens up compared to the cores. The cores have a lot of history. They have a lot of baggage. They got a lot of weight on top of them. He doesn't need 10... You could flick a coin in the pool of one of these 20 RH memes, and because of the Pumpamentals and how they're set up and the tokenomics and the liquidity, the supply and the market caps, that flick of a coin, that tip that you're flicking up in the air, that gold coin donation makes a fat splash and ripple in that pool. Of course, Richard Hart, if he has to pump up stuff with his funds and all that jazz, this stuff is the easiest to pump. Official Richard Hart memes, blue chips, new cores. $1 grand, 10 grand, 1,000x, 100x, 10x, 10,000x. They're way more easily achievable with these meme coins. It's so obvious. And why would he do that? attention. Eyes. Attention is money. People are going to swarm here like there's no tomorrow because of these opportunities, because money go up. Are they going to swarm over here if they put in the same amount of money into the cause and they only bump up 20%, 50%, 100%? Or let's be generous, 10x. Are people going to be swarming to Pulse for a 10x for these cores that have a lot of baggage? Probably not, in my opinion. Would I want to do that? No. Well, it depends on the cycle where we're at, right? If we're heading towards the end of the cycle and I just want to make another quick 10x at the end of it, yeah, sure. But I'm jumping chains, I'm jumping and I'm moving, I'm dynamic, I'm flowing with the energy. Where are the 1000 X's, the 10,000 X's, etc.? Pulsechain, my friends. It's so obvious.
But for this one, the only reason he said this,
you're asking questions that don't matter because they're subjective. You're asking why would you do that? He did it anyways. Like why?
No, I'm saying
don't try to
with
understand
Hex. No, the topic was, is it going to be around?
He did it.
We're going to buy it.
Did he not?
The difference between most and Hex is Richard talks about Hex. He wants Hex to go up. That's his baby. That's we know all that stuff.
Okay.
Is it 10,000 X? He made one tweet about most, and that was only to get the still president that they've got.
Brother, he doesn't even need to do it. Brother. He doesn't even need to do a tweet on these coins. They're going to go up and they're going to attract and magnetize so many people. He doesn't need to do a tweet. These things are so juicy and so primed that themselves right now, without even having the green candles, are so attractive. It forced me over to Ethereum. It forced me over from Ethereum, and I didn't even like Pulsechain. I didn't even like it.
And how do you know that is not going to start chilling most if it starts doing like a...
And if he does start shilling any of those RH memes, if one of them wins, they all win. It's game over. It's like, if one of them wins, they all win. And even if he does start to shill them, it's like, holy shit, like we don't even need that. But if he does, oh my god.
10x and 20x and 100x. How do you know? That is like his speech.
Well, he probably will if he does that.
Well, probably. Did he not do the same thing with P-DAI? So most is his coin. Maybe there's a...
I made a 100x with Tron. What? No way. Get out. How'd you do that? Pulsechain. I made a 10,000x with my XRP. No way. Where the hell did you do that? Oh my gosh. Pulsechain.
I'm willing to bet
P-DAI
100 to 1 tweets about Hex versus most. 100 to 1 the future Richard Hart tweets about
It
Hex.
might be, look, it could be 1,000 to 1. It doesn't matter.
My point is he's going to promote Hex. He's going to promote
Hart.
the cores much more than any of the memes. That's my point.
Totally. That's a hard... That's... Okay, what RH Maxi said, he's going to promote the cause more than the memes. Now that's his belief, and I feel like that really is the crux right there. And I feel bad. I feel really bad. But he doesn't even need to promote these coins, and they're gonna do way better. And when they do really well, sure, he might share a tweet.
It doesn't matter. Look,
you don't think Richard promoting coins matters?
Look at no. Do you know why? Look at the past 6.
And I think also RHMax fails to understand that when these RH meme coins go mega and they bring in a lot of attention and there's lots of fun and excitement and green candles and this and that and blah 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 blah, they bring up the cause. You got Pulse being burnt and all that crap, and you got more eyes. More people, more money, more everything, more energy, more life into the chain. Don't you want more life? Are you going to attract more life in for utility and staking and a 60% yield on protocol number 600 on Pulsechain?
Which coins perform better in the past 6 months since the Pumptires launched? Like it was the memes, right? So I mean, it kind of seems obvious that. It doesn't even need to speak that much about it, and they already pump, right? See
you can point to any coin like that.
They're very powerful, man. They're very powerful. I don't even think that we need Richard, like, constantly talking about them for them to pump, because naturally, I think they'll pump hard. Naturally, because people like shiny new things. People like memes. It's very easy.
Most ain't gonna be new. It's not gonna be new. It's not even new
made
now.
by Richard. Like it's all the
Most
features
is like an old meme coin at this point, right?
Old meme coin. All right,
Yeah,
if you
it's like
say
6
so.
months old. I mean, how what is old? Define, what do you think is an old meme coin? I mean,
Was
of
it
course,
released this
Doge
year?
and Pepe and all that stuff.
Was it released this year?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. So if
It
it
must
was,
be
then
February or
it's-
something like that.
We're talking about the same current cycle, right? When I say cycle, I mean bull run, right? Not entire.
Look, honestly, using that logic that RHMax just gave, like, hey, the short-term lifespans of these coins, these have already lasted 7 months, and they're showing tremendous strength, especially right now. I don't think there will ever be clear proof for the fact that Richard Hart needs to save his own ass. He wants to reduce risk. He just beat the SEC after so many years of being dragged through all that crap. Why the hell would he want to make more dangers and risks, following him? If he cuts the ties but still launches them and still, does his thing, right? Still does them, but officially and legally and technically, it doesn't have his name, or anything like that. It means he's safer from any more crap that might come his way.
You gotta believe a little bit. Sure, I accept that.
We know Hex was made for him. We know he's not going to
Yeah,
stop.
100%. 100%.
You think there's going to be like a most? How do you see most growth? We're going to move on from most in a second, but like, how do you see most getting onboarding people? Like, how does it get people attention? Like a Hex has a clear elevator pitch, trustless yield, access to it's the premier asset on Pulsechain, huge community, founder, all this stuff.
Honestly, that elevator pitch sucks. It sucks. I think we've been hearing it for the past 3 years. It sucks. Does it excite me? Does it spark emotion? Does it do any of that? No. It sucks. And that, it's sad for me to say that. But anyway, it sucks. We've got to do better than that. Better than that. It's all about technicals. It's all about the utility. Blah, blah, blah. We are past that.
We think Richard Hart might have launched it, and it's a meme coin, and it might go up. Like the pitches are way different, right?
Yeah, because you see it that way. For me, it's exactly the opposite. It's
again, I'm gonna reiterate, like, this video is to help and challenge RHMax and anyone else that's in a similar position with the similar thinking. He listed, it's as if he was begging. He was on the floor and he's like showing mercy, like, please have mercy on me, please. We've got all of these things. We've got all of this work here, and they're just going to ignore it? You're telling me people will ignore all of that and not really give a hoot, and they'll jump on most and the RH memes first? Is that what you're telling me? All that time, all that effort, all that investment that I've had to go through, and you're telling me that I'm wrong? I'll let you answer that one, but here's my other take on that. I'm from Ethereum. I hated Pulsechain, and I'm over. And now I'm making this video. And now I'm shilling my bags on Pulsechain, and I'm shilling Pulsechain as well. I like it. I like Richard Hart now. Why? Was it because of all those things that RHMaxi was just talking about? All the logic, all of the logical things he was spewing out. We have websites, we have staking, we have merch, we got this, we got that, la-di-da-di-da. No, I mean, that stuff... That stuff didn't do it for me. I didn't care. I'm not going to be jumping to Pulsechain for that. That's sure as hell no. And that's what I didn't do that, right? I didn't jump to Pulsechain for the utility. it just was not exciting. It was dreadful. It was all this baggage, really attractive. Like, why would I go through all this effort and all this effort and money and time and all that for a 60% yield or 6% yield for staking? Like, brother, look, I could just go to a bank and go centralized and all that jazz, CeFi, or go elsewhere. So he was spewing a lot of logic. Logic. Please like me. I'm rich. Please like me and marry me because I'm good looking. Right? I'm intelligent. I'm successful. I'm 6 foot. Surely you have to like me. You've got no choice to like me. Surely you will like me. Come on. I'm asking you out. I'm a catch. But yet, the date or the potential dates is like turned off. Why? Because they just don't get it. They're completely missing the emotional world. Logic world. You're gonna like me because of my logics and everything that I have in my logical world, right? Because logically, I'm a catch, right? But emotionally, deep down, I'm not a catch, and that's why I'm turning you off. Same thing here, guys. That's how I felt about it. The only reason why I jumped over to Pulsechain was because of the emotional side of things. Seeing the opportunity, seeing money go up, seeing green things. That's it. It sparked enough emotion for me to force me to jump over from someone that did not like Pulsechain, that did not like Richard Hart, right? And now here I am because of the freaking emotion that these meme coins sparked within me, not because of utility, not because of logic. I'm a 6 foot guy. I'm blonde, blue eyes. I got a killer job. Blah 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 blah. Please like me. No, because you don't get it emotionally. And I'm saying that as a hypothetical. I'm not calling out RHMax there. I just realized that maybe I was describing him. No. I'm just saying. Look to the internet, jump on YouTube, jump on Reddit, and go through the countless of threads of all these guys that just don't get the emotional side of things. And they're all about logic. Scrap it. Maxi brings up, hey, just show them a chart of the coins. Like, most of them go down and they're all pretty shit. And that's, agreed 100%. And I like his logic there and his idea there of showing the charts, right? Showing them charts because it will spark enough emotion to shoo them away. Now do the opposite. Show them the charts to attract them in. Show them the charts to spark enough emotion to reel them in, just like me.
Sure, I'm talking about the Hex with 5 years, right? in this regard, right? Because it's the same thing, right? It's the exactly same thing. People open the chart, oh look, it's that. It's not that. We all know that. It's absolutely not that. It has a huge community still. But we're talking about the same thing, people from the outside, right? So it's no different than the chart from Shill that dropped 99% and probably will do like.
No, but your point is that the memes can pump and that it's marketing and the more green candles will. Yeah, but the more green candles for them. But do you think that most is going to get the green candles and Hex is not going to have them at the same time? Like,
no, look, that's not the discussion.
That's exactly what I think. I think most is going to do green candles, and it's going to bring him a lot of people, attention, money, all that jazz, and then the cause will go up because of that as well.
Which one mints more millionaires this cycle, Hex or most?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. That's a good question. That's a very good question.
I think it's the RH memes. There are more vehicles, more chances, and yeah, they're primed. That's my opinion. I don't know too much about Hex other than the baggage and how I feel about it, but RH memes, yeah.
I think if RH made most, and I think, he probably wants it to do well, and so I don't think it's going to rug or anything like that. I can't see it being promoted harder, bought harder, maybe sold harder. But the only thing I can see is once it hits, if it goes up 500x, like imagine. I think we saw Hex go down a lot. Like,
I think RHMax fails to see that most is the promotion, most is the marketing tool, most is the onboarding tool. All the RH memes are. You can see a lot of the bias. A lot of the bias wedging him in, sandwiching him into this narrow point of view or lane of thinking.
Is Pumptires this platform or not?
I like Pumptires. It is the best product you possibly buy
Is
for
Pumptires a right RH product or not?
It's not an RH product.
It's not an RH.
In my opinion, it was just a little bit disappointing to hear that RHMax doesn't think that Pumptires is a RH product. I mean, what? Just because it doesn't have his name on it, it means that it's not by him. When you look at a Banksy piece of art on the street, on the wall, does it have his name? Does it have his signature? Or do people just know that, yep, that's a Banksy? Come on, man.
Likes it. No.
Okay. I think it's an RH product. Pumptires is an RH product because it was launched by RH. He was the one saying, hey guys, this launched today. Man, do you not remember?
Can you share the video of him?
And by the way, it's obviously and clearly a RH product. Does he need to put his name on it? No. In fact, he shouldn't. To save his bum and reduce risk from any more crap that can come his way, SEC-wise and Interpol-wise and all that jazz. Come on.
About,
it's not the same thing.
Money. You made a tweet about
Pumptires did not exist before that tweet. Do you understand that Coast exists? Liberty Finance exists?
Yes. Here's my theory. Just be clear.
It's not the same thing. I'm not going to leave this one.
I'm just telling you what I believe. Let me tell you what I believe.
You need to understand that it's
Let me tell you
not
what I believe. So I believe that he knew about it. There was communication. But
okay. So unlike any other product like Liberty Finance or Coast or unlike the others which already exist and already talked about and everybody knew they weren't his, this one was the only one that it was actually launched through a tweet from RH. And you say, no, this is the same thing as
you want me to bring up the Brett Tech tweet about him saying, hey guys, the SSL certificate, you can easily renew that when it goes offline. Do you think RH makes a product that his devs don't know how to would make mistakes?
Look, I just have to say it's a little bit idiotic. It's a little bit in the idiotic spectrum to say that it's not an RH product. Come on, dude. Come on. It's on the devices. He was the first person to tweet about it. Of course, it's his baby and product. Do you want him to say by Richard Hart in the footer on the website at the bottom of the page? Do you want that? Is that what you need?
Pumptires was launched through an RH tweet. I'm being objective. I'm looking at it. How was in that? What? What?
I've never launched a platform tweeting before.
It's not.
I think we've got to give him a big fat X, big fat cross on the score sheet for RHMax here, because that's just ridiculous. Come on, dude. Why would he not say that he launched it? Dude, he just went through shit with the SEC, and you create a platform where it's like a free speech platform and people can make the most crude and crazy things with tokens and stuff like that. I don't just look over to Solana and look at all the most degen things there that they're doing. You're going to bring that power and tool and technology over to the Pulsechain. Yeah, it makes sense not to put your name on it. You got to save your freaking ass. I'll just skip this because this is really boring. Really boring. It's clear he's the author.
I cannot imagine anyone I can imagine, but you know what I'm saying? I can't gather an investment thesis on being you know what? They made a DAI with a Pumptires thing on Pulsechain, and it's literally, it has a logo, it has these things.
It's the power of friendship, bro. It's the power of friendship. Woohoo! Power
it has 65 poop emojis.
It's amazing.
Elevator pitch me. Helmet. Let's go this one. Elevator
How can you not DAI from RH, bro? It's going to win.
Who is buying ETH? Who is buying ETH on
Who is not buying it? That's the wrong. Who is not buying? Look at this chart. Woo!
Wow.
Woo!
Literally, literally this. Yeah. In fact, all of the RH memes are so attractive to me because of the tokenomics. These meme coins are vehicles. These vehicles. Think of the tokenomics as the features of the vehicle. Do they have good tokenomics? If so, that car is going to go super fast, super safe, and it's going to be a really fun, luxurious ride. If the tokenomics are shite, right, then that ride is going to be a bit fucking shite and a little bit bumpy, right? And I don't really want to jump into a vehicle or a car with bad tokenomics. It's that easy.
Do you think ETH from Pumptires is going to 10x liquidity, 100x? You think there's going to be
yeah, of course, bro.
There's going to be $27 million liquidity for ETH from
It's going to have so much more, man. It's going to people are going to be obliterated with the pump. They will not we've never seen this until. So this is new, man, and properly. This is RH memes. This is
let's play it out. You come to Pulsechain, you're what should I buy? And then somebody tells you, look at these RH meme coins. And
yes.
And
Yes.
you see ETH, you see BTC, you're like, wait, that's not Ethereum, that's not Bitcoin,
Yes.
that's not DAI, that's this thing on Pulsechain. You're like,
Yes.
I should buy it?
Yeah, exactly.
And then they buy it back.
Dude, what RHMax just basically said is exactly what I did. I bought them. I came over, I bridged over, I said, fuck off to the cores and to the P copies. I don't want any of that. You know, cores maybe later on because, you know, I'm really warming up to them because, you know, I'm familiar with the chain a little bit more now. But literally, I came over and I'm like, holy shit, I'm buying these RH memes. I'm buying, and I bought ETH, I bought all of that, right? I'm trying to get as many as I can. Literally doing exactly what RHMax thinks no one is going to do. I did exactly that.
Bag, and then they hope it goes up.
Yes, yes, oh my gosh. Yes, the tokenomics on these are insane. The narrative, the story, the hate, the cognitive dissonance as exhibited by RHMax and others. All of this is just so attractive, you know, when you put them all together, all these jigsaw pieces. And then you also got the, you know, RH connection and story and all that jazz. Hell yeah, I'm buying the shit out of these. Also, I just want to pause and just give a shout out to RHMax. And I just want to say that I look up to him. I think he's a cool brother. And he's never talked to me. He's never responded to me other than blocking me. But yeah, I just want to send out some love because I feel like we can't forget that, right? We're going to keep it fun, keep it loving in the chain. And as much, you know, cringe and shit that I'm experiencing here, the love for the dude is heavier.
Right. But maybe
I want to look at this logo. Look, nobody's hunkering down for 3 years for this logo. I'm sorry.
look at that logo, bro. It's amazing. Oh my god, I want to buy more. I want to buy more Solana. I need to buy more.
Nobody's being like, you know what?
Look at
if I just hold this, like, it's only got 4
Look at
red
that. It's a
flags.
clown, bro. It's clown Solana. Like, how do you not like, man? This is beautiful.
Look, I mean, let's just quickly touch base on this Solana RH meme coin. Like, RH Maxi's thinking, why the hell would you buy this shit? And I would, well, first of all, the tokenomics, as we were just talking about before, the tokenomics on this vehicle are freaking insane. Second of all, it's a protest. It's a joke. It's a play. It's a dig on the Solana chain. You're buying this token. You're buying the name. You're buying the brand. You're buying the joke. You're buying the inside joke. This meme is a protest and challenge on Solana. It doesn't mean I'm a fan of Solana. It means we're making fun of Solana. That is just one lens to look through. There are many different ways to look at this token, but at least for me, from my perspective, one of them is, oh yeah, it's a joke on Solana, right? Yeah, there's a bunch of degens over there. Yeah, we know that.
Nobody's like, I'm going to spend 3 years buying more of Solana on Pulsechain.
No, you know you're gonna sell
If
it.
you own Solana Pulsechain, best of luck. I'm just saying.
Like this is a meme coin, so it's built for people buy, sell as like high as possible, and then sell and then buy at the bottom again, right? That's what a meme coin is, right? It's like Doge, but with like less.
So it's not an investment.
It is an investment.
Do you delineate between the investment and speculative?
It's a speculative investment, right?
Okay, I feel like that's like a new word. I don't know. It just sounds like a made up thing when meme coins came about. It's a speculative investment. Like, I'm not saying you made it up. I'm just saying in general that phrase seems made up with crypto.
Like, look again.
Speculative investment, bro. That term. If you're just finding out about it and just attaching it to meme culture and all that jazz, bro, I don't know what to say about that. Trying to dig meme coins as a speculative investment, brother. Every freaking investment is speculative in many ways.
In community again, who's going to be around for USDT launched on Pulsechain in 4 years? 2 years.
Sorry? Who's gonna be what?
Who's going to be around? Who's going to be wearing USDT hats on Pulsechain?
If it pumps a lot, people will be wearing those hats.
You think if we met 500 millionaires with USDT on Pulsechain from Pumptires, they're going to be
any coin that like does
they're
the
gonna
right thing, it's going to have the greatest.
they're going to be onboarding the next generation to USDT on Pulsechain from Pumptires.
Oh, 100% yes. It's all about the games. It's all about the money. When they make money and when they invest it as well, it ties their emotions. Of course, they're going to be shilling the shit out of that, and especially when they win big.
Yes, 100%. Man, that's obvious.
Like, wouldn't that be hilarious? Yeah, I bought USDT. I became a multi-millionaire on Pulsechain buying the meme version of a freaking stablecoin. Holy crap. I'd wear the shit out of that t-shirt. Actually, I wouldn't really want to showcase that I'm a multi-millionaire. But it would be so satisfying just to make light humor of the idea that, yeah, I became a multi-millionaire off a meme that was memeing on a freaking stablecoin. Hell yeah, you can bet there's going to be merch and shit around that. Oh my gosh.
What if Pumptires goes offline?
Those coins are not on Pumptires anymore. It would be more bullish, right? Because nobody can create more. Please send that shit offline, guys. Fuck that shit. Send it.
I love the chaos theory. The chaos theory of like, you want to see more bullshit? Nobody can get out now. Or,
Yeah, honestly, if Pumptires went offline and all we had were these 20 RH meme coins and all of the other Pumptire coins as well that people have created, holy crap. That is extremely bullish, extremely scarce. I don't know about my bro's argument about swag and keep on bringing it up, but what? The swag comes after, or, when there's lots of fun and stuff like that. Yeah, do we even need swag? No, you don't need it. That's exactly it. The gains, the green candles, the numbers. That's it.
Yes, there are plenty of people who promote meme coins, who promote everything but the core tickers, or at least just the majority of it. I don't think we need more people doing it. So
we do.
I would say,
we need more people promoting?
If you want your tickers go up, go promote them. I want my.
Oh man, dude, the more people the more energy, the more motion, the more life, the more excitement, the more emotion in this chain, the better. The more your cores and your DeFi protocols will go up. You want this narrative to win big. You want all the narratives to win big on Pulsechain. Why? It's because everything else goes up with it too.
Tickers go up, which are the core coins.
But why? But you see, do we need more people promoting?
If you want your tickers to go up, go promote them. I want my tickers to go up, which are the core coins.
But why? But you see, this is why.
He wants the core coins to go up, but he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to help them go up with the other narratives or anything like that. Like, RH memes are going to onboard so much attention, so much fun and motion and energy. Of course the cores are going to go up, right? And the respect. Like, I didn't even like the cores, but now I like them more. Why? Because I had to use them. Specifically Pulse, right? That's it. Why can't he connect that winning on the chain is winning for the cause too? It's like, no, I just want the cause to win. Everything else, I don't want to hear about it.
This
Price
is why,
go up is good, Pedro.
This is why RH memes are going to win, because we are enjoyers. I promote cores, I promote the memes. I can enjoy.
I enjoy
I promote coins that I don't have. You understand? I promote coins that I don't have.
Throughout this debate, who do you think is enjoying themselves most? Who do you think is smiling more? Who do you think has the better body language in terms of fearfulness, comfiness? Who do you think was more comfy? Who do you think was more excited? Who do you think was having more fun? Who was more fearful?
Which one do you think Richard would be happier seeing do another 10,000x? Hex or most?
Doesn't matter. Any. Doesn't matter.
Well,
doesn't
which one do you think he's going to be using ETH bag to buy? Hex or most?
Most. Dude, like, RHMaxi, brother, a lot of your, it seems like, right? It seems like a lot of your thinking and investment decisions and all that jazz stems on sack daddy mentality. Sack daddy, please come, please. And that's why I'm making the video. I think RH is going to be super happy when there's motion and energy, even more so, right? More and more emotion and motion and movement, everything, and growing Pulsechain and Hex, right? I think that's a huge win. And these memes is the best tool in his arsenal right now. He's got a tool belt around his hips. This is the best tool and bigger. I'd argue that's a tough one to argue about. Maybe that's a debate. Which one's more impactful? The 400,000 plus devices going out to specific people and households and postcodes, or green candles, money go up with these RH memes? I think that's a great debate to have.
The ETH back to buy? Probably none. I don't think he's going to use the SEC funds. I told you, right?
But if he were,
Probably both.
Yeah, probably.
I'm not saying in the same quantities, right? I'm saying
dude,
you would buy both of them.
if 166,000 ETH, if any part of that goes into buying most, that's a hard sell. I'm not betting that trade.
Why? I don't think like any.
A hard sell? What? What? He doesn't need. Look, if we want to include the variable of RH memes, RH sack daddy mentality, like hey, pump my bags up, whatever, with the sack funds. If we want to include that variable, he doesn't need 10%. He doesn't need 5%. He doesn't need to do much at all to pump up RH memes. It's like a flick of a penny into the pond, and then you see the ripples go out, and it makes a huge splash. Whereas with RH memes, with the cause, it's not flicking a penny. He would need a whole fat ton of gold and cash and pennies to throw into that pond. It's way more work.
Any of that money is going to buy Hex or anything.
I'm just saying there's so many advantages with the cores. Like you got RH actually could buy the cores with.
What happened when he pumped the cores?
He ain't buying Pumptires cores lots of money. Again,
Can I ask you a question about cores? What happened? Looking at the charts, what happened the 2 times RH pumped the cores? What happened? Tell me. I'm curious. I don't remember.
You remember?
I don't.
Yes, they got sold back down. You know.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's unexpected. So do you think
speaking through the blockchain, he ain't buying most.
Wait, let me ask the follow-up.
Flush it out.
Do you think he's going to do it again?
I think that's a compelling. I could say no. I could say yes. I think there's ways to say no or yes. But he would buy the cores on Pulsechain, not any memes.
Why?
I don't think.
Why?
Why would he buy the memes? He's got plenty of people buying the memes already.
Easier to
according to you.
I'm just giving you. I'm not saying that he is, right?
Okay.
I don't think.
Why would he launch Pulsechain in order to enrich people who play on Pumptires? Does he not call it a casino himself? Why does he want to make casino players rich?
He's not enriching people who play on Pumptires.
Our bro Maxi is. I think he's suffering a little bit here.
I'm just giving you. I'm not saying that he is, right?
Okay.
I don't think.
Why would he launch Pulsechain in order to enrich people who play on Pumptires? Does he not call it a casino himself? Why does he want to make casino players rich?
He's not enriching people who play on Pumptires.
He's enriching the whole chain. That's why. What's the easiest way to enrich the whole chain and fulfill his ego and his mission of making millionaires and creating, maintaining his meme status of being a meme in crypto and his whole freaking ego and mission and everything, right? What's the easiest way to do it and maintain it, satisfy it? Well, if you want to use that variable of sack daddiness and using sack funds to pump up shit, choosing cores or the RH memes, it's the cause. Why? The tokenomics are primed to do mega shit. And what does that do? It attracts, it magnetizes, it onboards people into the ecosystem, and that's a win. It raises up the cause as well. It's not that hard.
He's enriching people playing with the tokens that he built.
It's quite easy.
Who support tokens made from Pumptires.
Like what?
If there's any winning on the chain, the whole chain wins.
Those are 2 different things, right?
But I think his bias and influence and pain and all of that crap is completely trying to protect him from any more pain. That's it. He's already gone through so much shit, and this is just too out there, and it's a threat kind of thing. It doesn't feel safe, and that's totally fair.
Are the ones that he's going to support.
Okay, let me clarify then. I think he strategically supports things he thinks would be good for onboarding for Pulsechain, which could be a token that he may or may not have created and or bought. That's fine, but I'm just saying that's for a reason.
But okay,
I still love the cores much more, and much more likely he would ever buy any more of those than anything else.
But how do?
It literally is. P-DAI is a meme, right? It's a successful meme with a good convicting cult. A lot of people believe, and they believe hard in the conviction and the narrative. It's a successful meme, and it went up, and the cause went down, and Maxi RHMax doesn't want to look at it. They're definitely going to pump more just because the tokenomics are way better, right? So that's put that aside, are they going to last longer than the calls and stuff like that? Well, if they're winning, the calls are winning too.
Just one last thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think both cars and RHMax are going to pump a lot, so we're all going to win, right? We're competing with each other for the highest number of X's, sure, but we're also on the same team, right? So I think all of them are going to pump a lot, and it's going to be like kind of recursive, right? Because when memes pump a lot, the people who are going to exit the memes, a lot of them are going to be like, ooh, look at those cars that haven't pumped that much, let me put some money into there, which applies the same logic with P-DAI, right? I did the poll, right, for the P-DAI guys, like, oh, what happens? P-DAI is now one, what happens now? And that, because that's, to me, it's the most interesting thing, because most of them are going to go to cars, obviously, right? Or other coins in Pulsechain that haven't pumped it.
It's so true. When they're making all these gains and all that jazz, they're having a lot of fun and they want to take some profits. Where are they going to look to? Oh, I'm going to rinse repeat because I'm so drunk on greed. I'm going to rinse repeat, look for another opportunity. Oh, look at these cores. They haven't pumped up yet. Oh, I'm going to buy a few of those. Boom.
All right, everyone. That's all we got for you today. Hope you got your money's worth. $0.
There you go, guys. There you go. Been recording for 2 hours. I'm going to cut it up and all that jazz. Honestly, the whole goal is to challenge RH Maxi because he's a brother. He is a brother. We all love him, even though he may be thinking in narrow boxes and lanes and all that jazz. But as brothers, we challenge, and we want him to grow. We want him to win. I really want this guy to win. I really want him to win, and that's why I hope that some of my words and reactions and feedback to the debate are sharp enough to cut through, and I also hope that the words and the ideas are sharp enough so that by the time they reach him, yes, with each Chinese whisper, going from person to person, that sharpness, gets blunter every time, but the idea will still be sharp enough that it reaches him, and that's what I'm really hoping. Okay, so if I'm using explosive and sharp language, it's on purpose, and it is for him to get these ideas to him, to challenge him, because I want him to grow. And honestly, I think he's sleeping in a gold mine, and I don't want him to have all this regret. I don't want him to have this regret and witnessing all the fun and gains and all that jazz and the culture and the excitement and the celebrations happening over with RH memes. I want him to be part of it. I really do. I want him to win. I want him to win big, and I hope that this video can help. And I hope this was of value to you guys as well that are listening. And just shout out if you have any questions and all that jazz. If you want me to do more of this stuff, if you want me to talk to other people in Pulsechain, I don't know, that are Maxis or just that are open to new ideas, or maybe who want to debate and all that jazz. I don't consider myself a Pulsechain, but I'm growing into it. So there you go. Anyway, guys, have a good one. I'll see you next time. Bye.